What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after week 1 of our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise here in season number 5, and Stuart Denny has arrived, leading the late game comeback against the New England Patriots, much less connecting with another young player, Pone Mendenhall, a guy who was pretty far down the depth chart, wasn't really expecting to see a whole lot of time, but when his number was called, he showed up to play, and the Crusaders are going to a 24 victory. Let's go ahead and check out all the news. Next up, we have the Denver Broncos and Chaz Jenkins. Obviously, they are pretty mad at us for knocking them out of the playoffs last year. It's going to be a tough win, but hopefully the young quarterback's up for it. So we have 28 hours here. That's going to be good for 2 quarterback upgrades, as well as Shamari Sherman. We're going to focus on him some today as well. So Denny, again, great performance in his first NFL game, throwing for had 2 miscues with interceptions, but anytime you have a quarterback throw for 4 touchdowns, you got to be pretty happy. We really didn't see Derek Carr do that a whole lot. And another thing to go with that is he really spread the ball around. It wasn't like 2 touchdowns to one player, 2 touchdowns to another player. He did a good job getting 4 different players involved in that regard, which I was pretty happy about. All right, here we go. I went over that the first time. Sherman with that 5 development trait. I love it. All right, moving forward. Let's go ahead and check out the Broncos, see what they got up here, and you can see they had an incredible first week. Offense number 3 overall after week 1, and defense number 1. We're not going to scout anybody today, but we can get an early look at some players to kind of see what we're working with. A lot of Michigan State players have been coming out, I've noticed. And here's another one. Obviously, we had Keyston Mack from Michigan State, so they've done pretty well for us. But left end, 3-4 runs. Left tackle from Miami, Brian Mincy, a quarterback out of Texas, 6'4" with a strong arm. That's somebody to keep an eye on if Denny doesn't play out, but obviously things are looking good for us so far. OJ Jamison. OJ and football don't go all too well together, I feel like. He should probably get a different nickname or go by his first name or something. Max Martinez out of UCLA, Penn State defensive end. A cornerback from Wisconsin. Again, Wisconsin's another one of those teams I feel like we see a lot of. Another Michigan State wide receiver, 6'6". Wow. We've had great luck with Michigan State wide receivers in the past. That's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Matthew Guy from Ohio State. Okay. Another Okafor. Kip Carr. Derek Carr. And David Carr's brother. On his way up. That's what we're going to say. Van Price's brother. Oh, man. Oh. Another running back from Florida. So a lot of players that we got from college, it seems like their replacements have all kind of worked their way up into the NFL now. Standings, I just want to show you guys something really fast. The Broncos, 34-0. They have come out swinging this year. They know they are one of the favorites to win it all, and they want to prove to everybody that they belong, they deserve it. And that actually came at the hands of the Chargers, another in our division. So one thing I wanted to do this year that we might start doing is checking out the stats from our division. Just kind of briefly looking over it. And we'll go through the whole league every once in a while as well, obviously. But kind of see who's leading the race in our division. Chaz Jenkins, 117.5 quarterback rating, 347 yards, 1 touchdown. Stuart Denny, second on the list, 100.5 quarterback rating, 267 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tremaine Small, Stuart Denny, making us look good. Tremaine Small, 85.4 quarterback rating, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Philip Farrell having a wreck of a game, 23.8 quarterback rating, only 130 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions to the Broncos. Unbelievable. Le'Veon Bell leading the way in rushing for our division, 19 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamal Charles, 16 carries, 84 yards, 0 touchdowns. Devin Golden, 15 carries, 6 touchdowns. There's Ball, another Bronco on the list. Starks also with the touchdown. And 2 touchdowns for Bell, 1 for Starks, 1 for Isaiah Crowell. Receiving, Demaryius Thomas leading the way with 7 catches. He had 85 yards and a touchdown. Shakir Gayton second, 6 catches, 73 yards. Actually, Curse would have been second with his 90 yards. Touchdowns, 1 for Demaryius Thomas, 1 for Shakir Gayton, 1 for Jermaine Curse. Pone Mendenhall Ryan McNeil on that list. Defensively, we got Brandon Spikes leading the way with 12. Eric Weddle with 10 sacks. Matthew McCown, the rookie who tore it up in his first preseason game, following suit with his first regular season game. 3 sacks for him. Dion Ware with the sack as well, and Khalil Mack for the Crusaders. Dontari Poe and Von Miller are going to be getting sacks for the Chiefs and Broncos. Interceptions, 2 for Raheem Moore, 1 for Chris Fisa Okafor, and 1 for Danny Trevathan. If I pronounced that wrong, I apologize. I should know that. I know he's a good young player, but I'm just terrible with pronouncing names. You guys know this. Raynard Ray with 2 fumbles forced. Tamba Ali with a fumble forced. Paul Posluszny and Grayson for the Broncos there. Fumbles recovered. Raynard Ray with 1, Paul Posluszny with 1, and Zeke Hickman with 1. There were no defensive touchdowns in our division. So we also, last thing we're going to do today is awards. Whoop. Oh, I passed it. Let's see who win the player of the weeks here. Drew Brees, 45 of 61, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His now teammate Brandon Browner, 8 tackles, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. Terrell Suggs for the Broncos, 11 tackles, 2 sacks. And then Ryan Nassib for the Jets, 33 of 44, 346 yards, 5 touchdowns. Wow. It done making it happen. And that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see y'all in week 2 as the Los Angeles Crusaders take on their division rival, the Denver Broncos. Later, guys.